Morning. It is day 9 of our Easter Scripture Challenge. Today is Tuesday, March 21st, 2023. We are going to be in the book of Psalms today. I will be reading Psalm 22, verses 1 through 18.
And I will read Psalms chapter 34. And again, just one verse this morning, verse 20.
Let's go. My God, why have you forsaken me? Far from my deliverance are the words of my groaning. O my God, I cry by day, but you do not answer. And by night I have no rest, yet you are holy. O you who are enthroned upon the praises of Israel, in you our fathers trusted. They trusted, and you delivered them. To you they cried out and were delivered. In you they trusted and were not disappointed. But I am a worm and not a man, a reproach of men and despised by the people. All who see me sneer at me. They separate with the lip, they wag the head, saying, Commit yourself to the Lord, let him deliver him. Let him rescue him, because he delights in him. Yet you are he who brought me forth from the womb. You made me trust when upon my mother's breast. Upon you I was cast from birth. You have been my God from my mother's womb. Be not far from me, for trouble is near, for there is none to help. Many bulls have surrounded me, strong bulls, Bashan, have encircled me. They open wide their mouth at me, as a ravening and roaring lion. I'm poured out like water, and all my bones are out of joint. My heart is like wax. It is melted within me. My strength is dried up like a potsherd, and my tongue cleaves to my jaws. And you lay me in the dust of death, for dogs have surrounded me. A band of evildoers has encompassed me. They pierced my hands and my feet. I can count all my bones. They look, they stare at me. They divide my garments among them, and for my clothing they cast lots.
Okay, chapter 34, verse 20. He keeps all his bones, not one of them is broken.
This the psalm that we read does this explanation, this description of Jesus suffering, but innocently. He does it innocently, and he groans again when we hear these words. He says, my God, why have you forsaken me? We're going to hear these later on as Jesus is on the cross and he's crying out to the Father. And we see this in Psalms, how this is foreseen, looking back and looking toward the future here. But we see that he was the ultimate sacrifice, as this psalm tells us about. I mean, completely.
Exactly. We cannot read this psalm without being humbled by knowing how innocent Jesus was and the pain and the suffering that he went through for us. But I do like reading Psalm 34:20. Not one bone was broken. God will not allow that. Again, that just shows his power in all this, that he is still in control of everything happening. Even through all of this, God did not allow that to happen, and how he's in control. And our hope is in that no matter what's going on, even through Jesus' sacrifice, God showed that he's still in control. And that was prophesied. I mean, that was written in the Old Testament, and that was fulfilled still, even through as we read in the New Testament. So that's pretty awesome to see.
And to know and to prophesy that his bones were not broken. I mean, they had to break the bones of the criminals that were crucified on the cross. If they weren't dead in a certain amount of time, they would go by and they'd break their bones, and so they would have to.
Yeah, that was common. Yeah, that they would do that,
and they would die from. They'd suffocate because they couldn't breathe, and the fact that This was prophesied in the Old Testament, and then we see that not one of his bones was broken. Shows that God is still in control
Absolutely.
of everything.
Of everything. And thank you again for joining us today, and I hope you continue to be encouraged through this 25-day scripture reading challenge as we are, and we sure hope that you have a blessed day today.
We'll see you tomorrow.